Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Friday, May 7, 2021. Fox report. Boris Johnson's Tories pick up seat in Hartlepool, punching hole in Labour's red wall. UK. Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party picked up a major victory late Thursday, winning a seat in the northeast town of Hartlepool, a seat held by the opposition Labour Party since it was formed in a brick in Labour's now crumbling red wall. Conservative candidate Jill Mortimer secured nearly 52% of the vote, while Labour candidate Paul Williams only received around 29%. Labour have taken people in Hartlepool for granted for too long, Mortimer said in her victory speech.
Fox report. Deadly police shootout prompts claims of abuse in Brazil. A bloody, hours-long gun battle in a Rio de Janeiro slum echoed into Friday, with authorities saying the police mission killed 24 criminals while residents and activists claimed human rights abuses. It was just after sunrise Thursday when dozens of officers from Rio de Janeiro State Civil Police stormed Jacarezinho, a favela in the city's northern zone. They were targeting drug traffickers from one of Brazil's most notorious criminal organizations, Comando Vermelho, and the bodies piled up quickly.
CNN report. In this Indian state, 1 in every 2 people tested is positive for COVID. In the southwestern Indian state of Goa, 1 in every 2 people tested is positive for COVID-19. That makes it the state with the highest positivity rate nationwide, as the virus rips through the country. And that's just among the people getting tested, meaning the rate of infection among the untested population may be higher. On Friday, the state hit a new record high positivity rate of 51.4%, said Goa Health Minister Vishwajit P.
Deutsche Welle report. Ban mock Jewish star at COVID protests. German antisemitism czar urges. Germany's anti-Semitism Commissioner Felix Klein urged authorities on Friday to stop protesters from using a mock Yellow Star of David badge forced on Jews during World War II. Anti-lockdown protesters have been seen wearing the yellow badge in Germany in opposition to government plans to offer more freedoms to those who get vaccinated against COVID-19. Demonstrators changed the label inscription on the yellow badge to "unvaccinated," claiming Germany's coronavirus policy draws comparisons to the persecution of Jews during the war.
Deutsche Welle report. In case you missed it, feel-good stories from around the world. Martha Koome becomes the first woman to head any Kenyan branch of government. Martha Koome is set to become Kenya's first female Chief Justice after being selected by a judicial panel. She will be the first female head of any branch of Kenyan government. A child of subsistence farmers, she has 33 years of legal experience. Koome represented political detainees, including former Prime Minister Raila Odinga when he protested against former President Daniel Arap Moi in the 1980s and 1990s.
CNN report. William and Kate are YouTubers now? A version of this story appeared in the May 7 edition of CNN's Royal News, a weekly dispatch bringing you the inside track on the royal family, what they are up to in public and what's happening behind palace walls. Sign up here. London, CNN, our first royal vloggers. Not quite, but the vibe was certainly there when the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge appeared on a sofa, giggling together in a teaser for their new YouTube channel this week.
BBC report. Brazil's Amazon. Deforestation rises ahead of dry season. A total of 1,157 square kilometers, 446 square miles, of rainforest were destroyed in the first 4 months of 2021. This was down 4% from a year earlier. The Amazon is a vital carbon store that slows down the pace of global warming. Scientists say the loss of forest has accelerated since Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro took office in 2019. The president has encouraged agricultural and mining activities in the world's largest rainforest, and rolled back environmental legislation.
Al Jazeera report. Super League trio face sanctions after 9 clubs sign UEFA deal. The 3 teams that remain involved in the breakaway Super League operation, Real Madrid, Barcelona and Juventus, face sanctions from UEFA, which has reached an agreement with the 9 other clubs. European football's governing body said on Friday the 9 clubs who backed out of the plan had signed a club commitment declaration, including a series of reintegration steps. The 6 English Premier League clubs, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, along with Italy's AC Milan and Inter Milan, and Spain's Atletico Madrid, all signed the agreement, UEFA said in a statement.
Al Jazeera report. How this passed up major opportunity by refusing UN meeting. US. How the representatives passed up a major opportunity by refusing to meet in Oman with United Nations Special Envoy for Yemen Martin Griffiths. The U.S. State Department said on Friday, urging all parties to negotiate an end to the brutal 6-year conflict. There is a fair deal on the table that will bring immediate relief to Yemeni people. The State Department said in a statement released upon the return to the United States of Special Envoy Tim Lenderking from a round of meetings in Oman, Jordan and Saudi Arabia.
CNN report. Homeland Security reverses Trump-era DNA collection plan for immigration vetting. The Department of Homeland Security on Friday withdrew Trump-era plans to vastly expand the collection of biometric data, including DNA samples, which would have been used for immigration purposes such as verifying family relationships. The withdrawal is consistent with President Joe Biden's February executive order focused on legal immigration, as well as administration efforts to reduce barriers in the immigration system, according to a department statement.
Deutsche Welle report. U.S. and Mexico vow to cooperate on border crisis. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris held a virtual meeting with Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador on Friday to discuss immigration policies. It was their second meeting in a month. During the meeting, Harris and López Obrador pledged to cooperate on resolving the roots of illegal migration into the U.S. Harris said the U.S. and Mexico must combat violence and corruption together to help cut back migration from Central America.
Fox report. Oregon Education Department sponsors teacher event with controversial 1619 Project founder. The Oregon Department of Education, ODE, is sponsoring a teacher-designated event where the author of the controversial 1619 Project will speak. Scheduled for Friday night, the event is co-sponsored by the ODE and Oregon Alliance of Black School Educators. According to the Portland Association of Teachers, it will focus on how the inclusion of 1619 historical events into our educational system will further Oregon's efforts at breaking down systems of oppression.
Al Jazeera report. Amnesty redesignates Russia's Navalny as prisoner of conscience. Amnesty International has apologized to jailed Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny for stripping him of its prisoner of conscience status and said it would restore the designation. Amnesty announced on February 24 that it would stop referring to Navalny as a prisoner of conscience on the grounds that in the past he had made comments that qualified as an advocacy of hatred. Following careful evaluation, Amnesty International has decided to redesignate Alexei Navalny as a prisoner of conscience, the rights group said in a statement on its website on Friday.
BBC report. South Carolina moves closer to allowing death by firing squad. When signed into law, it will make South Carolina the fourth state in the country to offer the option as a method of capital punishment. Opponents criticized the new measure as medieval, but its supporters say it is about bringing closure to victims. The southern state has not held an execution since 2011. The legislation passed by the South Carolina House of Representatives aims to restart executions by bypassing the difficulties states face in procuring the drugs for a lethal injection cocktail.
CNN report. FBI announces new strategies to address hate crimes in San Francisco. The FBI in San Francisco is implementing new strategies to combat hate crimes after 2 Asian women were stabbed at a bus stop in the city earlier this week. The San Francisco division of the agency announced on Thursday that it planned to ramp up investigative resources, improve coordination with law enforcement partners, increase community outreach, and expand public awareness around hate crimes. FBI San Francisco is surging our resources to combat hate crimes, and we will use all authority granted to us by federal law to investigate civil rights violations, FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Sid Patel said in a statement.
BBC report. Stormy Daniels, U.S. election officials drop Trump hush money probe. The case stemmed from an allegation Mr. Trump directed his former lawyer to pay an adult film actress to stop her speaking out about an alleged affair. The lawyer, Michael Cohen, was later jailed on multiple charges. The FEC, the regulatory agency tasked with enforcing campaign finance law, announced the case closure Thursday. It came after the commission, split evenly between Democrats and Republicans, became deadlocked 2-2 on taking action at a closed-door meeting in February.
Fox report. Suzanne Morphys' friends, family beg husband Barry to confess, share location of remains. Suzanne Morphys' family and friends are speaking out following this week's news that her husband had been charged with her murder, begging Barry Morphew to do the right thing and confess. According to reports and interviews, loved ones of the 49-year-old mom of two spent months searching for Suzanne and hoping for her safe return after she disappeared from the area around her Salida, Colorado, home last May.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.